let's jump into these non-spoilers, baby.
This non-spoiler pool.
We're gonna be Did you say non-spoilies?
Yeah, he said that.
No, I said non-spoys. Because
like
that's what Dan
spoys.
said.
I said non-spoys.
Pros and cons, baby.
Pros and cons.
All right, hit me with some pros, Danny.
Action. But I'll
Action.
save it for
Action,
Nick.
action.
I'll save it for Matt.
Oh, you didn't save it for me.
Action Matt.
Too late.
I stole his action thunder. No, we got some great action. And we got a little bit of a Dinbo action going on in there as well. Subtle, but it was
Subtle?
there.
This is
Yeah.
non-spoilers, by the way, Dan.
And yeah.
All
You're
right.
right.
That was definitely a highlight of this episode, for sure. That was huge. Without that, what would this episode be? Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was fantastic. The CGI in this has really been the best part over through the entire season.
Yeah.
The CGI is the standout.
Yeah.
Because the space battles were amazing. All the aerial stuff was just so awesome, man. It was clean. It looked good. All right, Matt, give us another pro if you got one.
Really? All I was going to say was action. So I'm just out now.
No, that's
But yeah, action was what really drew me to this episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, that was a lot of the episode, I feel like.
It was the majority of the
It was
episode.
a big part of it.
There was more that happened, but
Obviously, the story. And
The story.
I mean, maybe.
You're finished.
yeah,
In the middle.
you're
with your
kind of
journey.
on the middle of that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Action mostly for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Nick.
Pro for me is we found out whose show it actually was.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a very good pro.
It only took the whole season to determine it.
We were biting our nails.
Yeah, yeah.
Cons?
We're not on to cons.
It was kind
are
of
we?
meh.
We can go to cons
okay.
now.
I mean, I'm just doing both.
That's fine. Do it.
I'm not really wowed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like it was an alright episode. Didn't really wow me.
Yeah,
I say if it weren't the finale, it'd be the best of the episodes we've gotten this season.
Yeah.
The problem is it was the finale and it didn't completely end on how we would have liked, or some of us would have liked, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which takes it down just a notch or two.
Truth.
It's still good.
It's still good, but it didn't get there for me.
I think in some ways it just didn't hit the same as like the season 2 finale.
Yeah.
You know,
or season 1 finale.
Even season 1, we weren't completely blown away. I think it did everything it needed to do, but in a way that made it feel less special, I guess.
Yeah,
you could
I
say,
feel
in
like
some
they were
ways.
just like they didn't choose one or the other side. They just went right down the middle.
We
They're like, yeah, let's not be, let's not do anything crazy. We're just going through the motions.
You got like 2 or 3 different storylines kind of ending this.
Yeah.
I think, in moments for me, during to say a con, the pro for me was CGI. It looked clean cut. It was fun, and it felt really like a Rebels or Clone Wars episode in live action, which is both a pro and a con to me, because in some ways they can be very epic and can move the story forward and have some awesome action with a lot going on. Yeah, but in some ways it can feel silly. And there was moments in this that I was kind of like, it's not bad, but it just didn't.
It's not the best.
It just didn't land the same. It was almost too campy in some ways for certain moments.
What's crazy to me is that episode 6 and episode 8 are the same show.
Yeah,
from this season.
Wait, say that again.
Episode 6 and episode 8 are in the same
contrast
show
between those 2 episodes.
Oh, right. Right, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what happened in episode. I was like putting it out of my mind. I was like, what happened in episode 6?
We all forget.
I know, that's like the flip. You're like, oh, how is this the same show? And in some ways, with how much CGI and how much action and everything they have compact. Like this episode felt compact. Like I felt like you could have extended it almost like another 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
How they were going to fit it in that.
And
30 minutes.
I agree with that. I feel like we could have lived with like 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, it's the finale, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta give us a 50-minute episode or something.
Yeah, you could have almost just done episodes 7 and 8 as one full episode, or like drop them both at the same time. I think that would have played even better. You go straight from 7 into 8.
It's a 2-part season.
Yeah, it was
finale.
really like a 2-part season. Yeah, it really was in a lot of ways. That's what was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave us a lot to speculate on, but
Yes.
I'll say this though, for kind of the sum it up in some ways for me for this, it's the best episode of a lackluster season.
Yeah.
So there are moments that are great or good, not 100% great, but there are just
They're adequate.
there's just so much in here that feels like fluff and things that don't make sense, which I don't know why that's been that just has been bugging me so much this entire season.
Well, because of the first 2 seasons, it's like
You didn't
it's
get
beautiful.
that. Yeah.
The writing was there, the acting was there. This one was just like, the writing was there sometimes,
Yeah.
and then the acting was there sometimes. It's just not as fulfilling.
and you know what? I
Back
think
and
part
forth,
of it
wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think part of what it was in some ways was the Mandalorian episode 1 and 2 really stuck with just Din and Grogu. And there wasn't the big world stuff going on that much. There was hints of it, but it wasn't a major player.
Right.
So in season 3, we got a lot of big world stuff going on in this.
Yeah.
And I think it still was, but I feel like in some ways they almost bit off more than they could chew, and they didn't know how to fit it all together succinctly. And so that's why I think we got some fluff episodes that just didn't feel quite right. And then we got things that just didn't make sense. Like they're worried about so many other things that they missed some common sense things. And that was what really was bugging me. And it felt kind of Saturday morning cartoon and not in a good way. It was more campy, a little just less refined in some ways.
It left me wanting more, but not in a good way. Like Andor left me wanting more in a good way.
Yeah.
This one was like, I want so much more.
It was the in-between.
But
of
also,
Andor
I don't know
and
what
Bad
they're
Batch.
doing anymore.
But yeah, we're ragging on this quite a bit. But I'll say though, for this specific episode though, there were definitely a lot of moments I was like, yes, that is cool. That is
More
cool.
Good than bad, I would say.
Yeah, this episode is definitely the best episode of them all. And you felt it with the action and stuff like that, but it didn't quite have the emotional weight that we were wanting to. I think that's part of it. As far as the story goes, we didn't get the emotional tie-in.
Yeah.
And there's one big thing we didn't get. And I'm really curious to talk to you guys about that more in spoilers. But
There's a couple things.
Yeah, there's a
lot.
couple things
But
that
there's
just-
one big one that has happened in every other season finale.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so okay, sorry. Am I not clear?
Was that not clear?
I haven't hinted enough
that not
at
clear?
it.
I thought you were pretty clear.
Right. So
yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff that, like, there were questions that weren't answered in this season. That they, like,
a lot.
asked in this season.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
There
okay.
definitely were things they didn't go back to.
Yeah. And it's like, are we going to resolve those, or are we just going to move on to season 4 like they never happened?
We're gonna forget they ever happened because it was an accident.
They're going to come out and apologize for season 3 later on. You mark my words.
No, there's no way
they
they're going to
won't.
do
It's
that.
Disney.
Yeah.
Dan, let's get your take on this. You've heard ours in a lot of ways. How are you feeling with this episode?
What were the 3 adjectives they used to describe this episode? He wanted fans to feel surprised.
Resolved.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised.
Resolved.
What was the other one?
And
it was an S.
Satisfied.
Was it satisfied?
Is this what Disney
Yeah.
explained?
No,
it
this
as?
was
Oh.
Filoni and Favreau.
I believe. You might be able to pull it up. back.
Was it
Surprised?
satisfied?
No, I don't think it was satisfied.
Yeah, because it wasn't satisfied.
Resolved,
Surprised?
and
Salty.
somebody in the chat will help
You
me
let us know in
out.
the chat. Yeah.
Serendipitous.
I don't think you can say completely resolved because
No.
of a specific thing.
There's one part that was
Weighing
unresolved
on me here.
Yeah.
that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
But in some ways, for me, I do feel like most of the things are resolved in the sense that they're coming back for a season 4. And
Yeah, but we gotta wait 2 years.
we gotta wait. We gotta wait. But
even still,
for me, I was
sorry, go ahead.
satisfied actually because
Well, that's
I
'cause
was
you're easily amused.
Could be. I was genuinely concerned for what was going to happen in this episode, just
Yeah.
like most of the people in the chat.
Right,
Because we had all the speculation. Everybody heard the rumors. Everybody heard this, and this was going down, and everybody's going to. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there were lots of worse theories out there, right?
Yeah, we all just went to the dark side collectively
did,
together.
And we were all freaking. And so basically, I feel like they they were teetering on the edge of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I applaud them for not falling off the cliff and for me destroying the show or destroying all of the essence of what The Mandalorian was. They found a little bit of what it was supposed to be in this final episode, and were able to wrap up these questions that I had as far as story. What are we doing with the show? What's the identity of this show?
Yeah.
What about the new characters we found out about? Where are they going? Okay. They didn't give us all the answers, but they gave us enough answers that they left it in a neutral enough space that we got to see a good adventure with them in this episode.
Right.
And you could throw away some other episodes of this season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But in this episode, they gave us some climactic moments that were satisfying for me. And while it's not fully resolved, there were some moments that were nice and, pleasant.
Yeah. There definitely were
just a
gems
couple
in
of
it.
feel goods, and like I said, the action for me. Like I liked the pace of that action because that reminds me of The Mandalorian. Like you're just heart pounding. Like let's go. That's what I wanted to see more of. This season.
The action was solid,
and that's all I got. So
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
For
That was
non-spoilers.
great take.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's. Did you have what?
Oh, lots of people in the chat agree that it
was
was a satisfying.
satisfying,
It was satisfying. Okay, so I think we have one last thing to do in the non-spoiler section is equate this to food somehow. So,
gosh, I should have been thinking harder.
What was the third
Normally it just
adjective?
comes to me naturally,
right, I know that it feels a little forced for me to say this, but I feel
so
but it's kind of a thing now.
it is.
for me, it was like getting Taco Bell
Oh gosh,
because like
where this
Taco
is
Bell
going.
is not a sponsor. Also,
It could be.
It's super satisfying most of the time, but then there's that
Yeah.
one time out of 10 times that it's good, but it's not what you wanted.
I've had.
It's
man.
not as satisfying
and the
as you
idea
wanted
of it is
Yeah.
like super satisfying.
Yeah,
I've had.
but then you bite into it and you're like, something's not
missing.
right.
Something's
yeah.
not right. I've had so many good crunch wraps from Taco Bell, and I got one that I could not eat. It was so bad. I
Like-
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like you bite into it and you just throw the whole thing out. It's like you still eat it, but you're not as satisfied. You know?
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
but-
almost like it's missing like the sauce,
Or it's
like
Yeah.
some
that, or
ingredient.
maybe
Like,
it's
Or maybe
mostly-
there's too much sauce.
Yeah.
Like they oversauced it.
They might have oversauced it. Question is, have you ever gone to Taco Bell and had such a bad thing that it made you never want to go back?
I still go back.
I had
right.
that,
so that's a very good point.
Did
Yeah.
this episode
right.
or this season give you such a bad taste that you
No,
don't want to
no,
go back?
no.
Okay, that's a good thing,
Yeah,
right?
that is a good
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
That's
It's-
a great point.
It was
If
good,
this-
but it wasn't satisfying.
If this
Okay,
finale
yeah.
would have failed,
oh man,
Were you gonna cry?
oh man,
That was hilarious. I
had
can't
to
wait to watch
sneeze.
that
I
back.
had to sneeze and it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Gosh, dang it.
if it would have failed.
That's the worst feeling ever is
like
losing
you're-
a sneeze.
Hey,
I was like,
you
oh
were.
man, he's
Definitely a
emotional.
sneeze, but- Wow, that just hit him right in the feels.
I get
Bring up
emotional
Taco
about
Bell
my
and he is
Taco Bell.
emotional.
I can't believe I timed the camera switch right on that. That was perfect.
That was amazing. Oh,
How many
wow.
accidents everywhere?
I love that.
Somebody said
That's gold.
Yeah,
It's a live show. Anything can happen here,
Yeah.
folks. Thanks for tuning
Wait
in.
until one of us throw
Sneezes
up on
happen,
camera.
people.
Hey, sneezes happen, people. Oh yeah, you didn't sneeze.
very
Anti-sneezes
Sneezes
happen.
almost
It hurts.
happened.
I'm telling
It
you,
was a
that's one of
sneeze
the worst
cancellation.
feelings
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Having a
Maybe-
sneeze and losing.
Maybe
it.
that's a
That is-
sign of the show.
What?
It's like
Yeah,
you
see,
have
it wasn't satisfying. That's exactly the thing.
You felt like you were gonna
You were just like
sneeze.
on the brink
you're
of
like-
it, and then you didn't.
They're gonna deliver,
Yeah.
and then they didn't.
Everything happens for
Maybe.
a reason.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect metaphor.
Like we were all holding our breath, or maybe it's the other way. Maybe it was like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze because it's so bad.
Yeah.
like I got a lot of dust up my nose.
And your name is Dustin. That's
Dusty
funny.
buns.
Dustin's up my nose right now.
What? Mm,
What are you snorting Dustin for?
what?
That's weird.
Smelling him.
Don't stop smelling.
Why is he up your nose?
I don't know. Ask him.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Dustin,
not-
why are you up his
I'm
nose?
not up his nose. I'm staying far
Dustin,
away.
my nose.
Dust in my nose.
Get it? Dust in my nose.
Like dust
I'll
in the
be
wind.
here all week.
Oh man, all right.
Dust
I
in
hope
the
not.
wind.
I won't quit
That-
my day job.
That was a pretty good tie back to food.
was,
We're getting
yeah. That
pretty
was
good at
really
the
good.
non-spoiler food
That was
theories.
good, right on the
Dan-
fly
well,
like that.
you guys came together on that though.
Yeah.
I love the fact
Come
that it's like
together.
Taco Bell. Even when you have something that's not quite satisfying, you've never been completely turned off enough
Yeah.
to not go back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that is kind of what the Mandalorian is. There are episodes where you're like, it was kind of a dud, but you're like, I'm definitely gonna watch the next one.
Yeah.
And this episode, it was like this. Basically, this entire season was. I just feel like it never quite got its bearings. It just never quite could stand on its own 2 feet. You know, it was like, where are we going? It didn't know the right path to take
That's
in
what I'm
some
saying.
ways.
Like after season 2, they were like, we don't know what to do anymore. It's like, what do you mean you don't know what to do
Then
anymore?
stop.
Yeah. Then stop.
Yeah, I
Don't
think they
ruin
did.
a good show.
I think it kind of proves the pivot that they were maybe forced to take. You know,
Yeah, that
I
might
think
be
it
it.
showed. I think it
Yeah.
just showed because I think he had an airtight 1 and 2, and he was going into a third direction.
And then they were
then
like,
it was a
hey,
pivot.
And then they're like,
Bring
maybe
him
we
back
should bring
and rewrite
Grogu
it.
back.
Yeah.
You know, maybe let's rethink this. And he's like, crap. Well, I already had season 3 done. We were going to go to Mandalore. We're going to do this epic stuff with Bo or whatever. Or who knows? You know, if Filoni had his druthers, they'd be in Mandalore and they're doing all this
Druthers.
stuff, right?
Brothers.
what is druthers?
Yeah,
mean?
what is that? Darth Brothers?
Druthers?
Dark
Druthers?
druthers?
Darth Brothers?
We
Would
wanna
you
learn.
rather? It's like a wood, like a, if I had my, like, I'd rather.
A
Oh.
preference, a personal
It's a preference. It's a
Yeah.
personal.
Oh.
preference.
Like
druthers.
I'd rather druthers.
You just reminded me of a pirate, though. That was awesome.
Druthers.
I thought we were talking about brothers.
No,
Right?
druthers. Druthers.
If you had your-
like Dustin.
DRUTHERS.
Can you use it in a
Druthers.
sentence,
Okay.
please?
If I had my druthers,
Can I know the?
I would have Taco Bell every night of
Yeah,
the week.
right.
Can you tell me the origin of the word?
Satisfying. Yeah. Use it in a sentence.
Yeah.
Gracious.
Oh, man.
Could you spell it for me?
I'm still
Oh,
not
almost got you.
completely on board, but yeah.
Druthers.
I'll have to put it in my
Which
dictionary.
synonym would
Yep.
be
Yeah.
choice. Yeah, it's a choice.
It's actually
Synonym.
Druthers. We've been mispronouncing it the whole time.
It could be.
Druthers.
Oh man, but I was satisfied. Some of you weren't satisfied, but
It was
the
still
only-
good. It just
All
wasn't
I'm
that
thinking of
good.
as I said satisfied was the man in Inigo Montoya when he's
What?
like, I could kill you. Or what is it? Left-handed, but I would not be
Oh.
satisfied. Do you remember
Yes.
that
Princess
line?
Bride.
Princess
Right.
Bride when he's
Right.
fighting Wesley on the
I have a
cliffside.
secret
Whistling.
that you do not know about. What's that? I am not left-handed.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'd be over too quickly. I would not be satisfied.
Yeah, it was
Something
something
like that.
Quickly.
Anyway,
yes, he does say that.
so
I think this episode was over a little too quickly. I
It
think
was.
that's part of
Yeah,
the problem.
It wasn't long enough.
Why 38 minutes?
Yeah.
Or 41, but you know.
The whole
credits.
credits
You got 5
took-
minutes.
take
of
up
credit
5
outs.
minutes.
All right, we're still
Yeah.
non-spoilers too.
yeah,
Just,
but
just
if you
so
add
we
up,
don't
was it 50 minutes? The or episode 7. So plus 40, that's an hour and 30-minute movie.
Yeah, so
what
just
we
make
got.
it the
But
last
it wasn't
season.
released together. So.
Yeah. Make the
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
episode
true.
that long.
They
There you
should've.
go.
That's the thing. We expect a consistency here with this show. We want
Yeah.
it, right? We want maybe every episode's a half hour or every episode's 40 minutes. Don't give us like the biggest episode is like the shortest episode.
'Cause you
Other
see-
than you have no fluff. We like that.
Yeah.
But this one could have breathed a little more. Not fluff,
Right.
but breathing room.
Right.
So, but for me, it was still satisfying. If they had added like 5 or 10 more minutes, it would have been like even more so.
Definitely. And I think this season though in some ways is an example of if you have too much fluff it actually takes away from the story as a whole. And that's part of the problem this whole season.
Yeah.
You could almost cut down the first 6 episodes to like 3, you know,
Yeah.
and cut out all the fluff in some
Right.
ways and stay on target
That or do better.
and or do better.
From a canon perspective, though, Dustin, there's a lot of things that happened in this
there are
season.
Yeah, and
from
I
a
can
canon
appreciate
perspective.
that. I can appreciate
So
that.
when it came to writing, I feel like they had the big picture of what they wanted it to end up as, but they got lost in the weeds a little bit.
Yeah, and especially with changing directors with that big
Right,
world scenario. I think that's part of the challenge.
But
like
this
if you
one
had
was-
one director,
7 and 8 was Famuyiwa, both of them.
Yeah.
and they're
And that
definitely
would
show.
explain why it's so good.
it's so
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Like they should just have Famuyiwa do
All of it.
all of it
Yep.
at this point. I'm definitely a believer of that because I know for the like season 1, even episode 2, was that the one where he directed and it was like almost horror-esque with the
I think that was episode 6.
no. Well, that one was horror-esque for sure, and that one was awesome.
That one, the heist one.
the heist
Yeah.
one,
When
yeah,
they were getting the prisoners out.
which
What are you
is
talking about?
Season 1.
season 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that was with.
I don't think Matt even watched it.
No, that he
Sorry,
did.
I was looking at the comments.
Miggs Mayfield was in that one.
Yeah,
with
Bill Burr's character.
Yeah, Bill Burr. That was a good one.
I don't know, but it didn't ruin Taco Bell for me. I'm excited for season 4.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
Mandalorian didn't ruin Taco Bell for you.
That's true.
Right?
That'd be a weird.
That'd be weird.
thing.
He gets done watching it. He's like,
You pull up
I
the
do
Taco
not
Bell
want to
and
eat
go,
Taco Bell ever again.
Gosh, dang it!
If I see another taco, I'm gonna.
He just
scream.
throws up in his mouth every time he hears the word taco now. Not a sponsor.
Yeah,
Not a sponsor.
Yet.
We want him to
Yet
be.
they
Yeah.
could be. Let us know.
Please.
All right. Well, I think we're about to wrap up the non-spoiler
Wrap
section
it
of Taco Bell Crunch Wrap Supreme. Am I right?
Nice gift.
Without tomatoes,
Without
preferably.
Yeah, right on. That's
Let
right,
us know in the
Dustin. You're
comments. Do you
outnumbered.
like it without tomatoes?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could drink that mild sauce. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Dude, that mild
Well,
sauce
that's
is
the
good.
easiest thing to do when you're eating and driving is just tear it open and
Yep. That's
Ooh,
how.
you shouldn't admit that.
do
That's
that.
how we roll, man.
Is it illegal to
It's
eat and drive?
frowned upon.
Yes.
It's eat
Yeah,
and drive.
yeah. It's definitely frowned upon.
Also, Dustin, you don't like Baja Blast.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What are we
What's up with
doing here?
that?
Our entire friendship is
It's
based
on
on
a
a lie.
Okay, no, it's I don't not
Explain
like
yourself.
Baja Blast.
You
It's
don't
just not
drink
my
it.
top
He
of the Mountain Dew
prefers-
He
spectrum.
prefers
Regular.
regular Mountain Dew when he
Who
goes to
does
Taco Bell.
that?
Who
It's the
in their
classic,
right
man.
mind prefers regular Mountain Dew over Baja Blast when you're going to Taco Bell?
Welcome to
They're
Stay
not
on
sorry.
Target.
I've
where
muted their
we
mics.
talk about food.
No.
All right, I think we just need to get to a
Yeah, we just
spoiler
need to do it.
section,
Just
and
do
then
it.
we can.
But
have
you
that
wanna
be.
show them.
Just-
But before we do, we kind of teased you guys a little bit last night with something that we're dropping and working on.
Working on.
So we wanted to let you guys know that our merch store is actually live right now. You can go there and you can purchase merch. Stay on Target merch. So we're going to drop the link in the description, and we're also going to, I think, link it here soon too, so you guys can jump right over to it if you want. It's up to you. It's a great way to support the channel and support what we're doing here. If you guys like the videos, you get something in return, some awesome merch, and then it also benefits us so that we can continue to make these awesome videos. So we appreciate every single one of you, and we hope you guys like the designs and enjoy it as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Yeah. Look at that goodness. Stay on target,
gracious.
baby.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So,
We'll have to definitely add to our collection.
yep. And people were asking us if we're gonna
Good
be streaming in the future, and I think yes, with some
Yeah.
of this merch, we're gonna get some of these shirts.
Oh,
And we're gonna show up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
We'll
we've
be wearing that.
technically been doing the show for a long time, and we're just so glad that so many people are joining in with us now.
And we're so glad that there's
Right there.
good Mandalorian
You like that
content.
one?
We've been waiting a
I love
long
I
time.
thought you'd like that one.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
personally
legit.
love that eggshell or sand shell. That's what it is.
It is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some good colors in here, Dustin. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
Yeah, we're gonna add. We're gonna add more for sure.
Yeah.
We got a lot
You
more
can
designs.
pick and choose
I'm
your
bagging me
colors
one
and
of these
everything.
hats right here. This is gonna work for
Yeah.
me.
Oh
Right.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Look at that embroidery.
Look at that embroidery.
And I want to get the sticker too. I really do. But anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So check it out and help support the channel with that if you guys like what you see here. And another great way of supporting our channel is telling your friends about us, telling your enemies about us, telling your frenemies about us, and getting them subscribed. We're almost to 1,000. Well, we're almost to 900 in some ways, but we're
We're getting there.
this close to greatness.
Great.
And man, but most of all, we just love chatting with you guys and having fun. And we're having fun in the Star Wars universe. And we're just glad you guys are here having fun with us. And you guys inspire us a lot. And we just appreciate every single one of you.
Really keeps us going.
It does.
We needed a win.
Dr.
You guys
Dabs.
gave us that win.
Well, thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And if you'd like to see the rest of this video, click the link down below.